cardio and running on the treadmill, but strength training. It plays an essential role in maintaining a healthy lifestyle. I already feel stronger.
I'm feeling somewhat of a burn. So joining us right now, we have personal trainer Elizabeth Leonard. She's the owner of Power Clean Fitness in East Longmeadow. And that's the thing. People think they can just spend hours and hours on the treadmill. It's not going to help. It's going to help, but not as much as you'd like it to.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. So when you think of the primary reason most people exercise, if they're worried about the way they look, cardio is great, and I'm a big cardio junkie. I love it. But it's actually the strength training that changes the shape of your body. That's what defines your muscle. So when people come in and they say, you know, I want to look defined, you have to build some muscle before you can define it.
Right, and I think it's the fear of looking bulky. I think people, at least I know I can say, I have that fear of looking like really too strong. And so I think that's what maybe people, there's that myth that you will look too strong or bulky, but that's not the case.
No, it's absolutely not the case. And many women, especially if their goal is to lean out a little bit, they think that they need to lose weight before they start to strength train because they don't want to get bigger. That's really common. The reality is that even at our best, we have about 10% of male testosterone. So we would have to work really, really hard to get big. And in addition to that, we know, you know, we can be late 20s, early 30s. We can start to lose half a pound of muscle a year. So muscle burns fat, right? And that's keeping us strong. So it's not just aesthetics, it's your body functioning properly. So before we even think about building, we have to start to fight to maintain what we have.
Well, and I think that's interesting because it's a cycle that only ramps up the stronger you get. You build strong muscles, and then those muscles help to burn calories, and then you build more muscle, and it kind of works like that, so that having muscle helps you burn fat.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been in fitness for a really long time, and you know, I was the cardio girl in dance class and taught lots of step, and I didn't start strength training right away, but there's more and more research out there about the importance, not just aesthetics, but for bone density, for your health, for your heart, for keeping diabetes at bay, that strength training is really important, and not just those little guys.
No, and that's, Ashley was saying right before the segment, she was thinking about holding a 20, and she says, no, I can't. But you'd be surprised what you can do when you put your mind to it.
Absolutely. So if you were to come to me and say you wanted to start to talk about, you know, strength training, but you didn't want to lift heavy, one of the first things I say, especially to females, is, can you do a push-up? Can you give me 2 or 3 push-ups from your knees or from your toes? And they'll either say yes or no, or I'm not sure, and they'll give it a shot. So then I say, well, I know I can't remember the last time that I weighed under 100 pounds, but you just pushed 100 pounds. So then why would you get on a bench or a machine with a 5-pound dumbbell and do a chest press and think you are building any type of strength at all? And it kind of clicks a little bit at that point.
That's true.
That makes a lot of sense,
you did mention you do work with a woman that is not in her 20s, and she's lifting some serious weight. So age is not a barrier. Age, you can be any age to strength train.
You can be any age. One of the women that I have a great pleasure to work with, she's in her 60s, and it's her body that every woman in our facility wants.
Really?
Strength training. Strength, yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
I know that before we start doing anything like this, we always recommend that people either talk to a physician or a trained fitness professional. But what's the easy way to get into it? Let's say we're the kind of person who reads a magazine on the treadmill for an hour or so. How can we start implementing a little bit of strength training into our life?
I would really suggest working with a professional. Even if you have, if you're going into most facilities and you have a membership, you could either hire a personal trainer to work with a membership or not, but most facilities are going to allot you an orientation or 2 anyway as a thank you for your membership and to make sure you're meeting your goals. So whether you want to hire a trainer or not, you can use that time to start with some base point assessments. You know, what are your goals? What type of lifts are important to you? Is it isolation or loaded movement training? And start from there. Get someone to give you a program, because our bodies adapt to doing the same thing over and over. It's got to be fresh.
I think it's interesting how there are so many fitness crazes that are all about cardio. Zumba, cardio kickboxing, you know, all of these things that work up a sweat, make you burn over 500 calories. And that's what women are drawn to, because it's going to give you those rock hard abs. And I think that's wonderful. And, you know, that's kind of what is sold to us. But we don't think of strength training as being something that's good for not just the aesthetics, like you said, but our actual health?
Our actual health, sure. And again, going back to if the goals are aesthetic, the more muscle you have, the heavier the weights, the more muscle you build, the more calories your body is going to work at a resting state. So we commonly will hear a woman say, you know, my husband, my brother, my father, they decide they're going to, you know, lean out and they lose 5 pounds in a heartbeat, and 3 months later I'm still working at it. They have more muscle on their body.
It takes time.
It takes time. That muscle burns fat. So if you want to be that fat burning machine, the more muscle you have on your body, the more calories you're going to burn at rest.
There we go.
You gave me confidence.
You can
Starting
start today.
today.
Thank you. Give me a couple curls right now. Up next, we're going to